Why does Beasthunter Saif require no PvP skill? Hi guys, this is GuitarFunkyMan, welcome to this video. A few days ago I decided to create a Bloodborne PvP weapons top tier list, thanks to top tier maker. Then I published it on a Facebook group just for fun, in order to check how people would react. Surprisingly, I noticed that a lot of people agreed with me about the fact that Beasthunter Saif is the most OP Bloodborne PvP weapon. However, I'd like to go further and show why that weapon doesn't require any quality of execution. It's an opportunity to break the image conveyed by certain of its PvP users adored by some. Watch this video until its end and you'll realize that although Beasthunter Saif has surely nice moves, even a 5-year-old kid can become a PvP god with it because you don't need to invest so many efforts to handle it. First of all, Beasthunter Saif belongs to the dear Little Souls family. Let's check quickly that family. You'll note that Soul Cleaver and Soul Spear belong to the weapons that have the poorest moves of this game. Nevertheless, those moves have huge assets. They consume little endurance and are fast, even the transformed attacks. As they are quick, you can spam them easily, and as you know, AR of Little Souls isn't so ridiculous, on the contrary, so that their DPS is finally insane. Their speed makes those weapons safe, because the recovery time of those moves is very short, so that it's very difficult to punish them. So now, let's see closer how Beasthunter Saif is so specific. The Beasthunter Saif damages are too important. Let's check some of its different ARs. Once again, if you don't know the tool that I used, I highly recommend it to you. It's the Bloodborne Stat Simulator. It's free, precise as hell, and extremely convenient to plan your builds. You'll find the link to use it in the card above. So, let's take 50 in strength and a humble 25 in skill, as well as a classical physical gem setup. Okay? Let's take a look now at the AR of the Hunter Axe, for instance. Note that its AR is 738, okay? Let's do the same with the Beasthunter Saif now. Well, you're going to tell the Hunter Axe AR has 100 points more than the Beasthunter Saif, and it's true. However, what about checking the difference between the speed of their own moves? Whereas you need to make 1 or 2 moves with the axe to reach your opponent, you've got the time to hit him 3 or 4 times thanks to the Beasthunter Saif. Can you see the difference? That's the DPS concept. I choose the Hunter Axe because in my opinion, it's one of the most legit weapons in Bloodborne PvP. Of course, from the moment you don't use it with blunt gems or only Altus in its transformed version. Don't forget the Beasthunter Saif is also very powerful on an arcane build. Are you skeptical? Take a look at this board. A bolt AR of 616 with a very classical gem setup. The adapts of modded dungeons and other cheated stuff will add 15 extra bolt points for sure, as if it was essential. Lol. By the way, you surely noticed that I used the humble BL 100. Imagine the result with a meta build 120, quality 50-50, arcane 70 and other bullshit, huh? Second point, the Beasthunter Saif is too safe. The point you'll see now is shorter than the previous one, but it's probably the most important. Do you remember? We already said that the Little Souls had quick moves and the Beasthunter Saif doesn't deviate this rule. Indeed, damages and safeness due to very quickly movesets with fast recovery are the main specificities that reunite those weapons. On the other hand, Beasthunter Saif has another amazing extra asset that makes it over safe. It has 3 native dashes included in 3 of its attacks. A forward dash by pressing R1 in its folded form, a back dash by going from its folded form to its unfolded form by pressing L1, and another forward dash by going from its unfolded form to its folded form by pressing L1. Don't forget either that transformed attacks have between 10 and 15% attack extract bonuses. Those 3 attack moves create free spacing without any effort and are very difficult to parry due to their speed. The Beasthunter Saif is the only weapon to benefit from this particularity. Furthermore, you could add the fact that lots of its movesets have an insane range, such as its folded R2 for instance, without forgetting the fact that once some moves are launched, you can't stop them. Not only they've got a very short parry window, but they also have a hip armor. The best example is the folded version R1 and its forward dash. Therefore, you need to parry by anticipation instead of by reaction. As a result, most of the players find themselves to spam their gun to prevent them from suffering that kind of attacks. Nevertheless, that problem can also be applied to other weapons, and it isn't the point of this video that is focused on the Beasthunter Saif.
Don't worry about it.
Now I hope you understand why the Beasthunter Saif absolutely doesn't require any skill, any dexterity or whatever else. It's totally broken and that's it. It's not that hard to figure it out. Just take a closer look at its technical aspects. If you want skill, for instance, try to play without any lock-in and to practice the ravioli backstep so as to find new angles and the underused moves of your weapons. Try to less use your gun to fish parries and find other strategies instead. Try to improve your jump attacks to make them successful, although these ones can unfortunately be stopped easily with a simple gunshot. The reward will be most satisfying. To sum up, use your brain, stop following the trend, be yourself. In Bloodborne, you can use almost between 30 and 34 moves per weapon, so you've got enough stuff to be creative. Skill isn't based on swagger or safe easy peasy moves, but on risky moves that you can make successful because you know your weapon well. Voila! This video is finished. If you liked it, let a blue thumb and share it of course. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and activate the bell in order to stay tuned about my future videos. Although I'm French, I regularly publish English contents about the Soulsborne games. Certainly, I stopped posting PvP videos, but I still create technical contents such as this one. I also provide other things about independent games and retro gaming. To conclude, I'd like to ask you 2 eventual questions. Feel free to answer one of them or both as you like in the comments section. As I introduced the topic about balancing just before, as a Bloodborne PvP player, if you could have changed something, what would you have done in priority? Reducing guns reloading so as to prevent from gun spamming? Or nerfing some weapons so as to vary the PvP landscape and so prevent from having so many cloned builds? Thanks for watching guys, and see you next time!